Welcome to the summer solstice and the reveal of the Watcher's Tarot deck. Due to the fact there are 80 cards, I've decided to split the video into two, and this is the first video which will show the first 40 cards for the Watcher's deck. Each of the 20 watchers has 4 cards associated with them, and these cards are based on my own deep meditations. Once I had completed and transcribed the meditations, I then wrote a 5 or 6 line summary of the main key points, and these were used by AI to draft or draw the initial cards. However, AI didn't always get these correct, and every card was then given to, or every picture was given to a designer who then changed some aspects of the cards based on my deep meditation vision. And then with a template, the tarot cards were made. So now I'm going to show you the first 40 cards. These are all complete, and there'll be a second video shortly when I'll show you the second 40 cards. So here we go. Without much further ado, just to give you an idea, this is the back of the cards. As you can see, it is noted as the Watcher's Tarot. So here we come. The first 4 cards relate to Samyaza, who is actually the leader of the Watchers, and the pictures are in effect based on what I've seen in deep meditations. So here's the first one. Hopefully you can see that. So this is the Lord of the Fallen. With Samyaza at the top, he has 4 cards, 1A, 1B, 1C and 1D. And then the next watcher has 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. You'll notice at the bottom there are some additional numbers. So just to sort of explain, the first number, the 91, is actually a number, a rating I've given out of 100 for this entity. The higher the number, the more the lessons are difficult because of the actual lesson and also the entity. So, for instance, with Samyaza at 91 out of 100, he is one of the most powerful entities to work with. These are my own numbering based on working with all 20 watcher leaders, the fallen angels, over multiple sessions, working with all the Goetia demons over multiple sessions, and working with all the 72 Shem angels over multiple sessions. Based on all these ratings, I've then devised a system from 0 to 100. So Samyaza at 91 is at the very top end of the ratings. The next figure you'll see is 17. This is actually a rating out of 20, and as you can see, 17 out of 20 is very high, and this is based on the lessons he actually gave me. So as you can see, with a rating of 91 and a danger rating of 17 out of 20, he is a powerful leader to work with, maybe not for general beginners. The third number you'll see there is number 1. That is what I call a red flag rating, and this is based on the amount of levels the entity works at. And when I say energy levels, then we're talking currently we're in 3D There is a 4D world, a 5D world, 6D world where lessons can take place. And you'll see with Samyaza at the bottom his additional ratings just over here shows that he generally begins lessons about 6D and he generally works up to 12D. So this gives you an idea of the range of his lessons. All the lessons are positive energy levels, which means that his red flag rating will be low. And the figure in bracket, which is 16D, actually shows that some of the lessons can peak in higher levels. So that can be something to watch out for, that his lessons can go actually from 6D level to 16D level. So something to watch out for, hence the high rating and also the danger rating. So that's the first card, and that is actually based on how I met him when he stood at his castle and greeted me. So now move on to the second card. As you can see, this one's slightly different, a dark, moody card, and this is actually called the Throne Room. And this is meeting Samyaza with the other Watcher leaders and all of the other Watchers who fell at the same time. The only difference with each card is this is 1B, and also the title is the Throne Room, but the energy levels are all exactly the same. So this gives you another aspect, maybe a quieter aspect to deal with Samyaza. So if this was in a reading, you might look at it and thinking, okay, what does that mean for me? Do I need to look at how I proceed in the future? So it is a separate card to actually consider. Now, these cards, I forgot to actually mention, are bigger than normal tarot cards. Not very well prepared there. This will show you a standard tarot card with these larger cards. As you can see, there's quite a bit of difference, and actually a normal tarot card is roughly just a bit bigger than the whole of the picture. So there's a lot more information on these cards to help people either use them for meditation work or if you want to use them for altar cards. The third card is called the Divine Waiting Room, and this was basically shown a glimpse of Samyaza in his pre-fall days and his work with the divine. So that's certainly a different card, a lot lighter. The last card is the Fallen Leader, and this was the end of the, I suppose, divine fight between the angels led by Michael and the angels led by Samyaza. So it's quite a poignant point after the destruction of certain energies on the planet. So that is the fourth card for Samyaza. So as you can see, you've got 4 different cards, different energies in each card. I won't go through every future card in detail, but I'll just give you a quick show of these cards so you've got more information. The next entity is Arakiel, and this card, I think this was the first version AI drew of the card, and it was exactly the same as I saw in the meditation. So just got the designer to change some minor aspects, and this is Arakiel, and he's called Planetary Guardian. Again, you'll see his ratings at the bottom, and these are actually lower than Samyaza's. and his rating is 75, 13 and 0. So a lower entity, danger rating is lower, and you'll see that his energy ratings are 60 to 10D, and his energy can peak at 12D, so slightly lower than Samyaza, and more if you want to start working with the watchers, he can be an entity to start working with. This is his second card, the Cave of Transformation. Certainly a lot of sort of reds and oranges in that picture. So I won't go through each card in detail, else the video would be too long. That's the second card for him. This is one of my favourite cards, and it's called the Stag and Lake. And you may notice that with Avakiel, it's very much to do with nature and being almost like a guardian for Mother Nature. So if you're interested in the planet, helping the planet, nature, maybe what you could call green issues, then this is certainly a watcher to work with. This is the excuse me. This is the last card, the Purple Castle. This is where you meet other sort of energies that he works with to help with the planet, and these are in this Purple Castle. So going to move on to number 3, which is Ramiel, and he has quite a high rating of 93 with a danger rating of 18 and a red flag of 0. So you may ask why his rating is higher than Samyaza, and that's because of the lessons that he gave. So this is him works with knowledge and forbidden knowledge. His energy levels are 7D to 11D, and he can peak at 15D, so similar to Samyaza. He actually showed me 3 sacred books which are protected by this giant snake. So in the library, that's something that you may come across. Then during the meditation, he changed into his sort of cosmic form, which was like after looking at a figure in a library, almost like a librarian, a cosmic librarian. You then get to see him with the energy and the universe working with him and through him. The last card is the Lighthouse Tower, and this is basically where different levels of angels live and work. And as you can see, it is guarded at the bottom by 2 giant guardians. Only when the energy is right will you be allowed to work with them. Next one is Kokabiel, and this actually reminded me of, I think it's one of the astronomy towers in, I think it's Chile. Can't remember the name, I think I did write it down. And his ratings are 85, 14 and 0. So I suppose you could say like a mid-range watcher. And his energy levels are 8D to 11D, rising to 16D. So his energy can rise very quickly, and that's what you have to watch out for. The next card for him is the Cosmic Teacher, and this is somebody who will transport you into the universe and has many lessons for you in the universe. So if that's your interest, very good teacher to have. And talking of teacher, this is the Star Classroom. This is where he does personal one-to-one tuition, and it's all cosmic, it's all awe-inspiring. And then in the middle was an old blue wooden chair, which the picture actually captures very clearly. And that is maybe to keep you grounded, that it's not all about the universe, it's about grounding yourself. And the last one is the cosmic light beam, and this is about energy coming from the universe into him and then going back out into the universe. So he goes from a librarian to a powerful teacher, and that's something to take into account when working with him. This next one is Tamiel, and the rating is 82.14.0. So again, a sort of mid-range watcher to work with. And his energy levels are 8D to 9D and peaking at 11D. So this watcher is probably mid-tier and relatively easy to work with once you've started to work with the watchers. In this, you'll actually see him just slightly at the side of all these planets as a stellar guardian. His lessons are very much about the universe and planets and their energy. He talks a lot about planetary grids, and for people who work with the Earth's grids, it basically wants you to know that there are each planet has its own grids, and so there is an ability to connect the Earth's grid to the other grids of the other planets. So that's something, if you're interested in grid work, this is a very good teacher. This is the last one. I think this was a giant storm on, was it Jupiter, I think? And this is called Storm Center. So he will take you around the universe, shows you different energy of the planets. So certainly could be an interesting watch if you want to start working. This next one is called Architect of Storms, and this is Ramil, and his rating is 92.17.0. So this is a high ranking watcher, and he has a danger rating of 17 out of 20. His levels of work start at 11D, so very high start, which is why he has a high danger rating. And he works up to 13D and can peak at 15D. So although he doesn't work across many levels, hence he has 0 red flags, he does start quite high up in the energy levels. This is called electric flow, and this is regarding energy that he can bring to individuals from the universe. This is Star Timeline, where you basically go to a cosmic school and you describe to other entities and creatures from other universe systems what Earth is like, and they explain the same to yourself. And his last card is Cosmic Focus, and this is again about working in the universe and quite a distinctive card. Now we move on to watcher number 7, which is Daniel. This is different to the person mentioned in the Bible, and it's different to the Shem angel with the same name. Now, initially, Daniel works in a desert temple. It's very basic, and you may think this will be a simple watcher to work with, but you'll notice that his ratings are 94, which is one of the highest of the watchers. His danger rating is 19 out of 20, but his red flags are 0. His energy ratings are 60 to 12D, rising to 14D. So he has very powerful lessons, and you need to take that into account if you work with him. He worked a lot with the sun and showed you, and well, actually showed me lessons working with the sun and its power and energy. And these are the reasons he has a high danger rating. The dragonfly energy is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, I think. And this was a higher energy that he showed me, which is above the astral body and a lot higher. So this is when your ego is given up in a sense, so that you can raise your energy levels higher. The last card is the Phoenix Rising. It's not just any phoenix. There is a lot more detail about this phoenix. You can see it's actually holding on to almost like electric cables, and these cables can kill most entities. But he survived, and different feathers are on the ground. So very powerful lessons from him. Ezekiel is the 8th watcher, and his ratings are 87, 16, and 5. So again, a high watcher rating, but this one has 5 red flags. And the reason for the red flags is that he works, you'll see, in minus energy levels. That's negative energy levels, which can be quite destructive. His full range is from minus 7D up to 13D. So he's working across over 20 levels, as we include 0 density in there. So this is a very powerful, and the lessons can be dangerous, hence the red flags. It takes you to the Sea of Sorrow, where the sorrow basically of the planet is taken. So this can be very difficult to see trauma in its raw form, and so the energy ratings will reflect this. Just give it that thing on the screen. Next one is the cosmic quartz. This is very much like an energy in the universe that will help people to recover from loss, grief, and sadness. And the last card is the Butterfly of Sorrow, and this shows about how the loss and grief and sadness is transformed. So very powerful lessons, but there is a lot of minus density work, which can be very difficult, like trauma work. So the warnings are there. The 9th watcher is Barakiel, and this is master of the astrolabe, and his energy ratings are 82. Sorry, his ratings are 82, 14, and 0. So again, a sort of middle ranking watcher is very much about how the universe regenerates itself and that cosmic cycle of energy. His energy levels are 6D to 12D, peaking at 14D, so mid-range energy levels, and very much if you are an intermediate who has been working with the watchers, then he is like a mid-range energy to work with. This is another card, the Weaver of Starlight, and this is him working with cosmic energy in the universe, and that is him weaving this energy across the universe, across planets and star systems. This is quite a good card if you want to work with the universe, the keeper of celestial gates, and he actually has the key. If he gives you the key, then he is allowing you to see a lot more of how the universe works, so that can be quite interesting. And the final card is Sower of Cosmic Seeds. And this is almost like how planets and star systems are created, given energy by the universe. And this is him, in effect, planting those seeds for the future. We come to the last of this group, and this is Azazel. This is one of the well-known watchers that most people know, and this one is called the Forge of Souls. Now, with his ratings, you'll see they are 92, 17 and 6, and then his energy ratings move from -8 density to 17 density. So a very, I suppose in a way, difficult energy to work with. I found him good to work with, but his lessons are very challenging, and trying to hold on to your ego when you work with him is a very challenging lesson to learn. So he has high ratings across the board, and his energy moves across. It is over 25 different energy levels. So you really need to be probably experienced practitioner to be working with him. Second card is the 8 Serpents, and this is the sword that he has with all his 8 serpents on it. It is a powerful sword with a lot of energy, and it's the way it's being forged, and he will also forge you as an individual, so that can be quite a destructive lesson to see and be part of. This is a group called the Council of Crows, and as you can see, it's a destroyed forest, and the only thing there are crows and his group. So it's about different energy levels that he works at, and again, it can be very difficult with this entity. The last card is the Ashes of the Lower Self, and this is the Archangel Zadkiel, who then, if you pass Azael's lessons, you will actually then meet this Archangel, as you'll have passed his lessons, but he's still there to watch how you progress further. So this is one of the few times that angels do appear with the watchers, and it gives you an insight into the balance of light and dark path that watchers have. So if you only work with one path, the light path or the dark path, then you may be missing out. So those are all the cards. A little item at the end is I've already drafted, this is volume 1. These are the first 40 cards that I've just shown you. In here in the book, this is a draft at the moment, you'll see a full-page image of the card, and then you'll get a description of the watcher, and there'll be additional pages about the, show you that, the cards, the energy of the cards, what it means in a reading. So just go to those. So here's an example. So as you can see, if you are an intermediary, then you have like the red heading, and if you are experienced, you have the purple heading. So this book is only in draft form, and it's just over 400 pages, and that relates to the 40 cards I've just shown you. So what I'm going to do is just leave the video here, and then come back shortly and do the second video with the remaining 40 cards. See you soon.